Okay, let's begin. Hello, my name is Gavin Panu. Welcome to AlphaChain. And in this walkthrough tutorial, I'll be covering 4 key elements that will help you in your progression with AlphaChain. The first is covering the tradable assets. So what markets and what asset classes and markets you can trade. The second is to cover our Get Started Excel sheet. Now this spreadsheet, it will be there throughout your journey, whether you are completing the training program or you as a funded trader, as it will cover risk management tools, the tradable assets, and other sort of specifics, which I'll cover a little bit later. The second element is to come over to the platform that you see in front of you, the MT4 trading software, and show you how to install AlphaChain risk management tool. And of course, the final element is to cover our file sharing cloud storage folder, where you will have access to all key documents that you would need as a candidate on the training program or as a funded trader with AlphaChain's capital. Okay, let's begin with the assets you could be potentially looking to trade. So this is the complete list of assets you can trade, right? So we'll break it down into asset classes, and within asset classes, there may be 2 select tiers or 2 lists. Let's start with FX. Within FX, you have 28 currency pairs you can trade, okay? Begins with your majors from Eurodollar, Cable, Kiwi Dollar, through to your minor pairs, such as Kiwi Swiss or Kiwi Yen, or Kiwi CAD. Yeah. We don't offer exotic pairs such as Turkish Lira, South African Rand. We're trading only these 28 currency pairs that fall under your major and minor cross-currency pairs. Within equity indices, there are, I believe, 8. There are 8 indices that you can trade that fall under European, US, and Asia Pacific markets. So you have the DAX, UK 100, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, S&P 500. But please note that S&P 500 you can select within your trading terminal is the US 500 mini. That's the only one that you should be looking to trade, is the US 500 mini. You also have access to the Nikkei, the Hang Seng, and Aussie 200 as well. Within commodities, you have access to 3 markets, gold being your precious metal, and 2 oil markets, both Brent and crude oil. Yep, these are the tickers that you should see within your MT4 trading platform. And moving on to cryptos. Cryptos are broken down into 2 tiers or 2 lists. You have the crypto 1 list. These can be seen as your majors. There are 5 markets you can trade: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Ripple. And then you also have the crypto 2 list. These are additional altcoins that you could potentially trade that fall under a variety of spaces, from DeFi to layer 1s to metaverse coins to even meme coins. So you can see there are in total 30 new crypto assets that you could potentially trade, depending on your program though. So that goes from, you've got Aave, Avalanche, Axie Infinity, got Binance Coin, got Dogecoin, Polkadot, FTX Coin, Shiba Inu, Sand, Solana, Uni, Stellar, Monero. So there's quite a lot of crypto assets that you could potentially trade now. Now, the most important part in regards to trading these markets is dependent on your program. Okay, so you must only trade the assets from this list and according to your enrolled program. So we'll break it down. If you've joined the Forex Trader program, you will only have access to FX markets only. So these 28 markets. if you have access, so for example, if you are on the global trader program or the algorithmic trader program, you will have access to FX, equities, commodities, and crypto list 1, okay? The first list only. So you'll have access to FX, equity indices, commodities, and crypto 1 list. Yeah, these are the markets that you can trade if you fall under the global trader program and the algorithmic trader program. Now, if you are on the crypto trader program or the crypto algorithmic trader program, you will have access to only crypto 1 list and the crypto 2 list. Okay, so these are your markets that you can trade. In total, 35. So 30 crypto 2 list and 5 in the crypto 1 list. Yeah. So that's the most important part, is knowing which markets you could trade based on the program you have completed on the when you enrolled. Okay, and that's it. And that covers the tradable asset list. Moving on, we'll go into the get started file now. Get started file. Now, if you're beginning your program and you're undergoing a training, this is the first spreadsheet that we will send over to you. Or you can find this in the file sharing folder that I will share with you a little bit later. And let's go through it. This is the file here. So as you can see, this is get started. This is version 2 at the moment, trader guidelines. Okay. You can see a number of sheets at the bottom here. So you can see program, risk management, tradable assets, which is what we just covered, statistics, cost of trading, and scaling plan. Yeah. Some of these latter ones, they're not too much to be concerned about. The most important one will be the risk management sheet, as I've already covered tradable assets. But program sheet is for you. This is for candidates undergoing their training program can choose to keep a log of their progress on a weekly basis. The more detailed you apply to this, the larger the improvement in your trading. This allows for a self-analysis of your progression. Yeah. So whether you're on the 12-week program or a 4-week training program, please enter your name, the start date of your program, and the end date of your program. Please note the start and end date of your programs are fixed. All prerequisite material must be completed within those dates. And as you progress week on week, what you can outline here from a practical standpoint is, for example, here is an example here. Yeah. Number of trades carried out in that week is 30 trades. Amount of time you spent applying screen time, practical application on the markets that you're looking to trade on an ongoing basis. Yeah. So this is the practical screen time being applied. That's you on the MT4 trading platform, applying analysis, waiting for markets to come to certain levels and taking those trades. Yeah. It could also mean you reading through Bloomberg or Reuters articles, you're doing some fundamental research, whatever it might be. Is practical screen time is what we're focusing on here. So 10 hours being applied to screen time and trading the markets. Number of assets traded, right? You could be trading 2 markets, 1 market, 4 markets, 15 markets. It depends how much time you have to apply to trading, as well as which assets are you most interested in as well. So 4 assets being noted down here. Your mood, 1 being you're not doing so well, you're struggling, you're falling behind, you don't quite understand certain topics. This will sort of outline that you need guidance, and that's why you should reach out to your mentor, reach out to your mentors, and your mentors can help you get back on track again. And 5, of course, if you're feeling great. Major lesson learned. Yep. Understanding how news impact price. That's something that you learned from the prior week. Okay, how does news events impact market prices? Yeah, so do note down what areas have you improved on that week, especially from a practical standpoint as you're trading the markets, not your learning material. Yeah. Improvements for next week. What is it that you made a substantial mistake in this current week that you're looking to now master the following week? Yeah, that could be apply my new exit rules for ongoing trades. Yeah, so please do in your own time, fill this information and fill this in. It's going to certainly help you in your progression as a trader. At the bottom here, you have MT4 platforms. To the installation for this platform here can be found here. So if you are Windows user, if you're a Windows user, please do click on the top link. If you are a Mac user, click on the bottom link. Yeah. This will automatically begin the download of the file required to be able to install your platform. Once it's downloaded, install the application. Yeah. And then thereafter, you can begin with the setup. Yeah. So as mentioned here, so click on the MT4 download link above. Make sure you click on the right one. Open the file to begin installation. Click next to begin installation. Click on finish and wait for the application to load. Select or search for the correct server. So for the demo account, you need look for this server, Alpha Global Markets -demo. Yeah. And this is for the live account. Alpha Global Markets -live. For demo account, click on demo server and then select new demo account and click next. Add your information. Please ensure you provide your full name, email, and contact number. Also ensure deposit amount is set to the amount defined for the program, and leverage is set to 1 to 100. Yep. And that will automatically generate your credentials. You must note down or take a screenshot of your login and password for ongoing access to your account, especially your demo account. We don't store demo account details. So if you lose your password and you can't log in, then you will need to go back to opening up a new account. So you will need to set up a new account from that point onwards, and you lose all the historical data of your past trades taken on the old account, where you've lost your password details. Yeah. Yeah, and that's it. You are now ready to explore and place your first trade on MT4 platform. Of course, there are separate videos that you can view that will go through a live demonstration and more of a walkthrough on how to use the platform, but we won't cover that in this session. Moving on, risk management. These are your risk management rules, okay? This is the most important part here. This is the most important part here, yeah? So all trades must have a stop loss. All trades must have a stop loss. If you fail to do so, you breach the rules. The maximum risk that you can allocate per trade is 0.5%. But it doesn't mean that you have to take a trade at 0.5% either. You could take at a lower amount, 0.2%, 0.1%, it's up to you, depending on your strategy and your edge of the markets. The max risk of all open trades, right? So these are all open trades that you can have at any one time is 1%. So that means if you have two trades at 0.5%, then you have gone to the upper limit of how many open trades you can have at that moment. If one position closes and it closes in a profit, then you can take another trade at 0.5%, right? Or you could be taking, for example, 4 trades at 0.25% or 5 trades at 0.2%. It's up to you. Yeah? But this is something that you need to work out on average, how many trades you want to take per day. And then you could quickly work out how many trades, how much risk to allocate per trade up to the 1% max rule. Now, this is also an important one, and it's pretty much the same information here. But what this is focusing on, the max risk per day. If you take a 1% loss in a single day, stop trading. Yeah, that's what you want to do, is stop trading at that point. Yes, you can, of course, you can go back to your demo account and continue trading on your demo account, or you can look to review, do a self-analysis of what went wrong that you've lost 1% in a single day. Yeah. So I'll say that again. The max risk of all open trades is 1%. That's your max risk of all open trades. And the max risk that you can lose on a single day is 1%. Now, if you have 3 down days, and you're down 3%, stop trading for the week. Okay, stop trading for the week. Yeah. So for example, let's assume Monday, you lose 1%, Tuesday, you lose 1%, and then Wednesday, you've lost 1%. You're down 3% now. At this point, you certainly need to go back to the drawing board and review what's happened, what went wrong. Yeah. So you can demo trade for the rest of the week, but it's important that you review, reach out to your mentors, and look for ways that you can improve going forward. Here is also another important one: max USD exposure at any one time. Yeah, the max USD exposure of all open positions at one time is 2x your capital. Okay, it's 2x your capital, meaning that if you have a $10,000 account, then your max USD exposure is $20,000. If you have a $20,000 account, then your max USD exposure is $40,000. If you have a $15,000 account, then your max exposure is $30,000. Yeah, so 2x your current capital. Ensure that all your trades have a minimum reward to risk ratio of 1:1. Now, termination. Yeah, this is why it's red. Termination level is -10%. Okay, and that is of both open and closed positions. Okay, if you have an open P&L and it hits that 10%, that's it. That is your termination breach level. Okay, so max loss, max drawdown is -10%. Your target to move on to the next level of capital, to the next capital stage, is 10%. Okay, so to progress on, it's 10%. You must ensure, yeah, so I'll also mention this as well. Please note, if any of the above risk management rules are breached, it will lead to a breach of contract and would lead to account termination. That includes all of these rules here. Okay, well, obviously not that one, but especially these ones here. We know that this is the final, but of course, any of these breaches here could and would potentially lead to an account termination. Yeah. Yes, ensure that you review all these important rules here. Okay, ensure that you review all these important rules. In addition, you must also comply with these rules here. So again, the focus being over here, for example, as mentioned, all trades must have a stop loss. Before you progress, if you hit your target, right, we also want to see that you've hit your target and you've had 30 active trading days. You need a minimum of 30 active trading days plus your target. You also need to have 45 trades executed in addition to your target, and in addition to the 30 minimum active trading days required to progress onto stage 2 capital. If you've hit your target and you've only done that in 20 active trading days with 25 trades, right, then you need another 10 days of active trading days, right, in addition to another 20 trades before you progress onto stage 2 capital, as long as you still are above the 10% level, right, the 10% target level. And it's important to note that we only pay out a 50% share of 10% target. Yeah. So if you achieve 11%, 11.5% on the target, you don't receive more or 50% share of that 11.5%. Okay, so you only receive 50% share of the 10% target achieved only. Yeah. Yeah, so please do ensure that you review the risk management guidelines and understand each and every rule. If you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to your mentors and ask further questions. Yeah. Okay, so it's also important to note, yeah, that if you want to request an account review, that you assume that you've ticked sort of all these key tabs here and you've hit the target, right? And you want your account to be reviewed so that you can move to stage 2 capital, you must request for an account review. I'll say there's 2 steps. The first is to send an email to riskmanager@alphachain.co.uk. In addition to letting your mentors know within your communication portal, Slack communication portal. Yeah. And please ensure you provide your updated public MyFXBook link and any other supporting documents that you feel that it's important to share as part of your account review. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that covers sort of all the key points here with the risk management. We've already covered tradable assets. That's already covered there. Going to statistics. So if you're wondering what is MyFixBook, MyFixBook is where you can automate all the statistics that you build as you trade, right? Automatically on a dashboard. Okay, it creates a dashboard similar to this where we can see what your P&L is, what your drawdown is, the balance, highest value, lowest value. Gives all the statistics, the amount of trades taken, your profitability, longs won, shorts won, profit factor, the growth of your account. So yes, so please do ensure that you follow these steps. You need to follow these steps here. You need to follow these steps here to be able to create a dashboard like this. Okay. Cost of trading, of course, there are costs associated with trading, but please note that you are trading a direct market access platform, and it's linked to a pool of liquidity providers, not a brokerage. Therefore, we can provide institutional rates, data feed direct from and bypassing brokerages from the liquidity provider themselves. So you have the best prices, best data feed, fast execution, institutional spreads, and cost of commission is fantastic if you're trading through us in comparison to a regular brokerage. So yeah, there's going to be variable spreads. So spreads are variable. Please note that. Yeah, but this is sort of showing you an average of what they would look like. Please note that certain cryptocurrencies have much greater or wider spread. Costs of commission costs, depending if you're doing a micro lot, mini lot, or standard lot. One standard lot traded is $4 cost. Yep, or 40 cents or 4 cents if you're on the mini lot or micro lot. If you're trading cryptocurrencies, yeah, your majors have the best commission, right? Your majors, these majors here, have the best commission at 0.008% of your position value. That's how small the commission is. Yeah, but if you're trading your altcoins, those 30 altcoins mentioned before, yeah, the commission is slightly higher. Again, it's still very minuscule in comparison to brokerages. Yep, so 0.05%, right? Yeah, so as mentioned, variable rates apply and spreads may widen during high impact news or when markets open. And also please note, swap costs apply, which is the overnight holding cost of open positions as you're trading a leveraged product. Scaling plan. So this is going to show you sort of, depending on the stage of capital, right? If you're starting at 10K, then there are 8 stages to get to sort of your 7-figure account, okay? If you are on a 20K account, then there are 7 stages to get to a 7-figure account. But this is the progression required, right? This is your max drawdown on each account, max target required on each account before you move on to the next steps. Yeah. Right, pretty straightforward, guys. Pretty straightforward there. So this file, you'll be able to find this within your within the file sharing cloud link that we will share with you. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Something else that I want to cover before we move on to the second part, the third part of installing the risk management tool is I created this on a whiteboard. Taking a snapshot here, just bring this in. This might simplify sort of the rules that we've just spoke about. Yeah, what are the steps here? Yeah. Okay. So let's assume you understand all these rules. Yep. And you've begun trading live funds. Now, you're here, right? You're somewhere in the middle here, right? You're at 0. Let's assume you're at 0% there. You're just starting your live funds. Your max drawdown is 10%, target's 10%, right? Let's assume you've hit your max drawdown. That leads to termination, right? But you can request for a new funded account. Okay, you can request for a new funded account and try again. Yeah, naturally there'll be costs associated with setting up a new funded account that you will incur. At the same time, let's assume that you've hit the target, right? You've hit the 10% target, you request for an account review. During the account review, what we're going to review, what we're going to sort of assess is, have you completed the 3 key points that I mentioned earlier? You've applied the minimum trades required, 45 trades, and minimum active trading days as well. And an active trading day is an open position on each of those days. Okay, an open position, a position that was opened on each of those days, right, is required for it to be an active trading day. So as long as you are at 10% or greater, you've achieved 30 active trading days. So you've opened up 30 positions on each of those days. And minimum trades you've carried out is 45. Then it goes on for the account review to the by the risk manager. Now, if you've not completed this, then we'll just say to you, carry on trading till you meet all 3 criteria. Yep. Now, when it goes to the account review by the risk manager, this is when he does a deep dive to ensure that all rules were completed. None of these were breached here. Yeah. So the account is assessed in order to ensure no rules were breached. And then the outcome is usually either you failed, and if you failed, when the statistical analysis is completed, if you failed, termination, then you can potentially request a new funded account and begin again, start again. Action required. In some cases, we may say, okay, there's a couple of issues here. And we may say that, okay, we've now reset the target. We've now reset the target to a certain point. So you now need to achieve a certain percentage more to where you are currently for it to be confirmed as, okay, you can move on to the next step. Yeah. So if you have made a few hiccups or a few little mistakes along the way, which we think that is minuscule, right? That doesn't require termination, right? Then we'll reset your target, allow you to continue to target, to achieve the target. Once you achieve the new target, then we go through the same process again, right? It goes to an account review by the risk manager. And if at that point it's passed, then you move on to next stage capital. Yeah. If there's no action required and you've not failed, that means you've passed, right? So you've passed and you move to the next stage capital. Yeah, that's the process taken. Now, what does this mean? Action required. What does action required mean? Well, I can cover that also. Action required. That may mean stop loss missed, right? Now, if you're consecutively and consistently not placing stop losses, then you will be terminated. You will be terminated at that point. Yeah? This just means that you've taken, I don't know, say 100 trades. You've taken 100 trades, and there's just one stop loss that you didn't place, right? We may discount that positive P&L, reset your target and then I'll outline that you need to achieve this percentage more before you move into the next step. Yeah. If you breached max risk per trade, max USD exposure, max risk per day, max risk per week, any of these breaches that you incur, right? As mentioned, all of these, any of these breached will mean that we may, and it's only a few mistakes that we allow for, we may set a new target, and then once you've hit the target, account review can be requested, and it goes through that same process again. Yeah. So pretty straightforward, guys. Pretty straightforward how we sort of break it down for you to move on to the next step. Now, moving on, all of our traders go through the trader incubation period on completion of their training program. So that means as soon as you go into your live funds, you will start on the trader incubation period, which means that you can't trade according to your own trade plan, which is step 3, until you complete 2 price steps. So when you start your live trading, you would undergo the trader incubation period. And this is the guide for that period. Step 1, we're looking to assess 20 trades, a minimum first 20 trades. All trades must be allocated either in lots, and the maximum lots is 0.01. So all trades should be of 0.01 lots or $5 max risked per trade. Yeah. So the monetary value is maximum $5, and the lot size is 0.01. Yeah. And what I'm assessing for is, if you trade consistently, have you achieved a 0.5% P&L, 0.5% profit? Have you got a good hit rate, 50% hit rate? Have you got good reward to risk ratio on those trades? Now, once that review is completed, Yeah, you request for an account review. Yeah, if it's passed, you move on to step 2. If you've not completed, as sort of some of these key points here, if you've not hit any of these, right, not hit any of these, right, or you make a slight mistake on going over risk in this region here, we ask you to return to step 1 and continue for another 2-week time period. Okay, for another 2-week period to prove that you can be consistent in your approach. Step 2, if you've passed, is again 20 trades with either 0.05 lots traded on each of those trades or $10 risked on each of those trades. And again, we're assessing for another 0.5% gain in your account, 50% hit rate, and a reward to risk ratio that's greater than 1:1 or 1:1 itself. Again, if you've not achieved any of this, then we'll ask you to return to step 2 again. So repeat step 2 again for another 2-week time period. If you have completed this, you passed. Then step 3 is to trade according to your own trade plan. Now, the reason we do this is to ensure that you are focusing when you first go into live funds is on developing consistency and applying good trading ability rather than just focusing on the monetary gain. Yeah, and this will ensure that no large mistakes are made when you go on your live funds either. Yeah, because often it becomes very difficult to come out of a drawdown if your drawdown's at a certain percentage, when it reaches a certain percentage. And we find that once you go past a 5% drawdown and a 7% being the worst case scenario, yeah, then it's very difficult to recover those losses that you've incurred, especially in the early stages, in the first month or 2 of trading your live funds. And that's why we brought in this trading incubation period, starting right at the beginning of your live funds. And since doing that, we've seen a high level of success amongst our trading team. And we have very limited individuals that actually achieve a large drawdown in the first few months of trading as well. So it's a win-win situation for the trading team and for you as an individual trader. Yeah, but yes, that sort of breaks down those risk management rules a little bit further and shows you the sort of the progression, the timeline of what's expected from you. Okay, let's close that. Don't need that anymore. Right, moving on to the MetaTrader platform. Now, what we're looking to do is install the risk management tool. Okay, we want to install the risk management tool. Yep. Now, to find the risk management tool, it will be either shared with you as a file, or if we come to the community, our community portal, and if you go into the trading room channel, okay, this is a private channel, so only members will have access to this private room here. And within trading room, if you go to this tab here, right, and within this tab, you will find AlphaChain's file sharing link. You'll find AlphaChain's file sharing link. Click on this. And what you'll find is there is a password associated with this. This password will change on a regular basis, but the password will be updated here. Yeah. So the password is, in this case, 1230. So once you click on that link, that will open up this here. Yeah. And then you enter your password, submit, and you'll find this. Okay, you'll find this. This is your file sharing folder. It's cloud-based, so it's pretty much you can install directly from here. Yeah, you'll find the Get Started Trader Guidelines version 2 here also. But along with this, you're going to have quite a few files that have been added here. From time to time, there'll be more files being added, right? If I find that it's a good resource for our traders, trading team, I'll add it here. But at the moment, you can see AlphaChain Strategies backtest template document, the trade plan template document, and then we have some examples. Here's an example of an algo trade plan. There is also an example of a discretionary trade plan here. There is an assignment example when you look to go and to complete your program and the end of the program. Yeah. You also have daily trader report. right? This is a template used by our traders as a way of consistently on a daily basis having somewhere they can put in almost create a journal of how the trade performance has been. Yep. By putting in trade snapshots and highlighting some of the key points that they want to express within their trade journal. We also have a daily trader report example. So there is an example of this daily trader report. And there's also a trader's daily schedule. Yeah. So, you know, what I would suggest is, and I suggest from day one anyway, is to ensure that you can fit in the learning and the progression of this development program alongside your other commitments, yeah, your life commitments. And within the schedule, you can outline your life commitments, and then at the same time, identify where you have pockets of, you know, or blocks where you can work on the alpha chain requirements. And then make sure you fill it in and you be consistent with that schedule. Yeah. Okay, but coming back over to the risk management tool, you'll need to go into this folder. You'll find the tool here. So this is the tool. Yep, at the top there, AlphaChain Risk Management.ex4 file. You just click on this, start open up a page, and then you click on download. You need to click on download. Yep. As you can see, that's downloaded there. That's downloaded here. You will not need to open this file. Do not open this file. Yeah, it won't open. It'll be a blank file if you look to open the file on your desktop or your Windows platform or Mac platform. Yeah. So this file needs to be inserted into your MT4 software. Yeah. If I close this, you may see error, unable to preview this file. Again, you're not going to see a preview of this file. This is a file that's only readable by the MT4 platform, whether it's Windows or Mac. Yep. So it's downloaded. It should be in your downloaded folder. We'll go back. Oh, what have I done? Let me just reopen that then. Let's use the link again. Bring that down. Okay. I want to go back into the AlphaChain management folder. MT4 installation steps. Click on this. It's generating the preview. This can be previewed, or you can download. You can download this as a notepad, yeah, or you can just review it from here. So you need to follow these steps. Yeah, you need to follow these steps. What you need to do is you need to install this indicator into your software, right? Okay, so we will now begin in a second. 1 second. Okay, so please do ensure you follow the MT4 installation steps. I'll also show you how to do it, but we'll sort of go through this together. Okay, so let me just bring this to the side now, and let me just minimize this window. So bring it in like that. Slower. There we go. Okay. So MT4 installation steps. From your MT4 account, click File, select Open Data Folder. Then select MQL4 folder. Final select Experts folder. So click on File from the MT4 platforms, File, go to Open Data Folder. You'll see this open. You then click on MQL4, which is this folder here. We then go into the Experts folder. And this is where you want to drag and drop that downloaded file. Okay, this is where you want to drag and drop that downloaded file. Yeah, as mentioned, drop your .ex4 indicator file here in this folder here. So I'll do that also. So let me just bring up, let's move this to the side. What I now need is to open up, just give me a moment, downloads. Okay, here we are, right? So you can copy and paste here. You can do it that way, yeah, or you can just drag and drop, yeah. Or you may find that as Mac users, you may need to then move this to your desktop, and then from your desktop, you need to then paste it into the folder. Yeah, so depends on how you want to go about it, but that's the approach. Yeah. Okay, so drag and drop into the experts folder of MT4. Once that's done, yeah. Once that's done, then you just close all windows, right? So you close this folder, right? Now, it's important to mention here, once I close the data folder, right? Now, we're not going to see this under expert advisors, right? We're not going to see it there yet, because what we need to do is restart this platform. There's two ways about it. You can either close the platform, right? You exit the platform, and then you relaunch the platform. That's one way, yeah, to restart this platform. The second is, of course, just hit on expert advisors, click on refresh, and that should bring it up. Oh, hang on. We're getting there. The computer just slowed down a moment there. Yep, so it's there. Yeah, okay. May have closed a window. Just give me a moment. Make sure I've got my windows open. Bring that back. Yeah. Okay, great. So yes, as mentioned, you can just close the platform and relaunch the platform, or you could just right-click here, click on refresh, and that will take you, and you should be able to see the file there. And it's as simple as that. Okay, it is as simple as that. Yeah. So once you've restarted the MT4 platform, you can find your indicator under Navigator and then Expert Advisors. Now, from the Navigator, you can drag the indicator onto the chart. Yeah. A settings window will appear. Go to the Input tab, insert the license key under the value column, press OK. The indicator will load successfully. Do note that the indicator expires monthly, and a new license key will be generated and shared with all traders, all members. Okay, that's the most important part there. Yeah. So there is a license key that changes on a monthly basis. The new generated key will be shared with all members, and I'll show you where that will be shared as well, where you need to find it. Okay, right. So we no longer need this, the file sharing folder. Now, to launch this, as I mentioned, so you can drag and drop onto the chart. And what you're going to find is you need to insert under Inputs tab, the license key. And you insert this under Value. So double click here. And this, we need to insert that key. You will find the key, if we come back to your communication portal and under the trading room channel, if you again go to the tabs up here, right at the top, you will find the risk management license key there, right? The risk management license key is there. Yep. I'll just copy that. Yep. Okay. And I will paste that there. You may not be able to sort of copy and paste. You may have to type out the key itself, but the key code itself, the key itself is quite short, right? So at this moment, the license key is this, and then you click on OK. You don't need to load or save. You just want to click on OK. Something else you could do is you don't want to adjust the scale, but the first window you want to view on the tool, you can have it minimized, you can have risk exposure, or you can have the position size calculator. Yeah, we'll go with the position size calculator for now. Click on open, And there you go. That's been launched now. Yeah. So you see, this is the position size calculator, this bit. This is risk exposure. So it would have opened up on this tab, or it would have opened up minimized like this. Yeah. What you may find is in some cases, if you are just loading it for the first time, you might see this occur, that the candles are in front of the tool. If that's the case, this is what you need to do. On the chart itself, right click, go to Properties. Under Commons tab, you want to untick Chart on Foreground. Okay, untick Chart on Foreground. There you go. Okay, so this is the risk management tool. Now, let's go through how to use it. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just go to the far edge over here, and so we are on the Nasdaq 100. Yeah. So we'll come over to the position size calculator. The first thing you want to do is, as mentioned, what is the risk that you want to take per trade? And this is going to automatically look at your account size, right? And it's going to work out the percentage based on the current account size. Yeah. So let's assume I want to take risk at, say, 0.3%. I'll take 0.3% risk. You don't need to put in a percentage here, just the number. Okay, just put in the percent number. No percentage required here. And then you want to define whether you want to, if you're looking to enter at the current market price, are you looking to buy or sell? If you're looking to buy, you click on the ask line, the green button. If you're looking to sell, you click on the bid price or the red button. Yeah. Let's just say for this example, we will look to buy. Yeah, seen a bit of a bullish move, seen a bit of a pullback. Maybe we're going to see a continuation of this. Yep. Again, a random trade just for this demonstration purpose. Stop loss. Let's say I'll place a stop loss below somewhere this region here. So 12,295. So stop loss is at 12,295. We're looking to buy at the ask, calculate the risk for 0.3% of my account size. So it's going to work out that the risk in points, so this is the pip distance, right, is 415, but it's not adding the decimal place. So please note, you should be looking to add the decimal place as well. So 41.5. Risk in pips, risk in dollars, right? So the risk that I'm taking of 0.3% of my account size is around $66. So if the market moves down to that stop loss, I will lose $66. This is showing the contract size. You don't need to focus on that. Total units, you don't need to focus on that. Total lots is what you're going to enter into your ticket window. Total lots is what you're going to enter into your ticket window, right? And the USD exposure of this trade, as you can see, is 19,610. Yeah. So let me just do that again, just so that, okay, yep, so that's fine. Right, and there's two ways you can execute the trade now. So the first way, if I bring up new order, this is the ticket order. Yeah, I enter this lot size, the one in yellow here, where it's volume 0.16. Stop loss, I know what my stop loss is because I've identified it there. So 12,295. If you want to set a target, that's up to you. You can set a target. I'll just set a target, say 13,000. Yeah. And we're looking to buy. Remember, we're looking to buy, not sell, but buy. And there you go. That's a trade been applied there. Yeah. And the target is somewhere up there anyway. Ooh, that's a bit of a far away target. Let's bring it down to that there. Okay. And there you go. That's the trade there done. Yeah. So you can see over here, it's $49 being risked. Do note the market has moved, lower. The market has moved lower. So I could have actually applied a larger lot size if I recalculated the price, right? So that's why you could be quick when you're executing trades as well. Yeah. So that's one example there. So what I'll do is I'll do that again. let me close this position, and I'll show you a different way of executing the trades, which will speed up the process of being able to execute the trade. So what you'll do is, you may not see it, but over here you see a little drop down tab, right? Click the trade panel. So you want to show the trade panel. Yeah. And if you're doing it for the first time, if you're clicking one of these for the first time, it might show a box. A box might appear where it's requesting you to agree to have this enabled. So you must enable it, press OK, and then re-enter the trade and or execute the trade again if you're doing it for the first time. Yeah. But let's do that again. So same stop loss, same percentage of entry, but obviously the ask has changed. So there we go. Calculate. Now it's giving me a 0.23. So I enter 0.23 there. I click on buy and I'm in straight away. Look how quick that was. And from here, on the line where you've entered, that line that you see there, you can drag down your stop loss. That's one way of doing it. Or you can cancel that stop loss. Another way is double click on that tab, double click on where you entered, go to stop loss here, and you can place your stop loss at 12.2. You can type your stop loss at 12.295 to be precise, modify, and there you go. That's my stop loss been applied to the trade. Yeah, it's up to you whether you want to open up a ticket window, or whether you want to use this tool and then put in your stop loss, drag your stop loss, or double click on the line and put in that stop loss there. Yeah. Something that I get asked often is, how do I modify the trade? If I want to reduce my position size, let's say I'm in the profit now, and I want to take some profit out, right? This trade, what you need to do is go down to your trade itself over here, double click there under the trade terminal, and you need to adjust this. So we've entered at 0.23. Let's say I want to take it down to 0.13. Yeah. So what I'm looking to do is close 0.13 of this position. What we don't want to click on is buy or sell, because what that's going to do, because this is a hedged account, you're actually executing another trade, whether it's in the same direction or in the opposite direction. That's not what we want to do. We want to close for some profits of this position. So you adjust the volume that you want to close, and then you click on close here. And there you go. This position size now is only 0.1 lots, where we had a 0.23 lots previously. Yeah, so that's another example there. Okay, so another key point to mention is, if I go into a different window, so we're looking at, first we were looking at the NASDAQ, now we're looking at gold, and I was looking to, again, launch the risk management tool. I've got to do it separately. Right, so if you have multiple tabs open, as you can see at the bottom, you need to launch the risk management tool on each of those tabs and apply the license again. Yep, and you can see again, I've got to now change the foreground, properties, common, chart of foreground. There you go. Minimize, put it there. So what I would suggest is, if you prefer having multiple tabs open, then go through the process of applying it on each tab straight away. Yep. Down there. Here we go. Change it to foreground. Yep. So get prepared straight away on all your tabs. Have it already there. Yeah. So now we know it's, I've got them on all my tabs. Yeah. But if there is a, there is another way around it. If I come back to this, yeah. If I minimize this, bring this tool here. If I don't want to go through that process, and I don't mind just having just one chart up, and I have my list of assets on the left here, I can just drag the asset I want to trade or view onto this chart, and I don't need to re-enter or load the AlphaChain management tool again. It will automatically pick the details up of that new asset. Okay, so for example, when the NASDAQ at the moment, let's say I want to look at ETH, drag, drop, there we go. Yeah, so now this position size calculator is based on ETH, right? You could do the same thing here. You could do, okay, we're going to look at the FTSE. Here we are. Yeah, So you don't need to re-enter the password, the license key, or load the tool as we did with separate tabs. So this might speed up the process of you viewing assets on a single chart and just drag and drop each time that you want to view that chart. Yeah. So it's your choice in which way you want to go about it. Okay, so what I want to do is actually do some examples here. So we've got 3 here. Do we have 1 here? No. Okay, so what I'll do, let's place a trade. So let's just place the trade at 0.3%. I'm going to ask stop loss at say 7.5. Calculate. That's a lot size I need to enter. 0.07. Buy, double click there, put in the stop loss, which is 7.5, modify, done. Right, and there's my stop loss. Okay, so that shows the stop loss there. We'll go into a different asset. Again, what I'm going to do is place another trade at 0.3%. We're going in long. I want to place a stop loss somewhere around here. So 1.835, 1.835. Calculates. So we're entering at 0.03. Buy. Double click on the line. Apply my stop loss, 1.835. Modify. And then let's say we're looking to take another position. We're going in WTI. We're going to go in at 0.4% now. 0.4. Bid price, stop loss at say 115. Calculate. So 0.17 trade placed. Buy. Click there. Update my stop loss on 115. Modify. Okay, so I've got 3 trades on now, right? We've got 3 trades on at this point of a hair. Yeah, but let's review those trades, and to review those trades, right? This is where you go on to risk exposure. So go into risk exposure, and what you're going to find is you're going to find the amount of trades you've taken here. So under total exposure, you'll have total trades 3, total lots executed 0.27, total risk is 1%. Now I'm at that 1% level. Okay, I am at that 1% level, and the total used exposure is at $31,912. Yep. What you must do, and you need to ensure that you do this, is 2 key points here. 2 are mandatory, and 2 are dependent on you. It's up to you. It's your choice. Okay. So the bottom 2 here under risk settings, max risk allowed on account size in percentage. So click there, put in 1%. 1% is your maximum risk allowed. At this point, I'm not breaching, but I'm not gone over, but it's highlighting that I'm at 1%. Okay, I'm at 1% now. Let's assume that, okay, I won't do it right now. The second thing that you need to do, let's click again. Your max USD exposure is 2x your capital, 2x your capital. Let's assume my capital is $20,000 is my starting balance, okay? And it's 2x that. It doesn't change if you're up now 22,000 or 24,000, okay? So based on your starting capital, it's 2x that. So in this case, it's 40,000. Yep, so 40,000 USD, and 1% is my 1% risk allowed. Yeah, and let's assume, okay, you want to arbitrarily, apply maximum lots, or you want to apply a maximum trades that you're happy to take. Let's say that the maximum trades you want to apply is 2 trades. So we've gone over that, right? Let's just now change that to 5 trades. Yeah. Maximum lots you want to sort of have at any one time, you can say 5 lots. Yeah, this is these are variable numbers based on your own preference, but these 2 are a must that you should apply to your calculator, to your tool. The max risk being 1% allowed at any one time, and of course the max USD exposure cap is 40,000. Yeah. So we know we're there, pretty much total risk is there. Yeah, so I can't place any new trades now. I'm at the max that I can be with my positions. Yeah. Let's assume that I've now seen this, go against me. I've moved my stop loss further. What does that do? Well, look at this. Right now, I've increased the total risk allowed to 1.34%. That's not great, right? So ensure that you stay at the 1% or lower, right? 1% or lower. Yeah. Say that I'm back there again. That's still, well, in this case, I would have actually been stopped out. Yeah. Let's just do this now, for example. Let's now, for example, cancel the stop loss. What happens then? Use stop loss in all trades. So you get straight away a warning and notifying you that you've not placed a stop loss on your positions. Yeah? In one of your positions or all of your positions, depending on how you're trading at that time. Yeah. So yeah, please ensure that you always place a stop loss. You can even go to individual trade exposure as well. So we can have a look at, for example, FTSE. FTSE trade risk is 0.29%. USD exposure is this amount. Long gold is this amount in USD exposure and trade risk. And of course, trade with no stop loss. And then of course the exposure there. Yeah. So let's apply a stop loss again. Now I've got that much risk. I now need to reduce this. So ideally, let's assume that I've closed a different position, right? So I've closed that position there. That should bring that in control. There we are, right? And that's what you want to do, guys. That's what you're looking to do, is to ensure that you don't go greater than what you should do in regards to the max risk allowed at any one time and the max USD exposure as well. Okay, so that pretty much covers this tool as well, guys. That covers sort of all key parts to this tool. Yeah, so whichever comes first, and then second when it comes to the max risk percentage and max USD exposure. So what I mean by that is, if you've hit the daily 1% max, then you stop placing more trades, more open positions. But if you find that you're taking some trades and you've taken, say, 4 trades, you had a 1% risk, and what you found now is that all 4 of those trades have moved into significant profit, and you're able to now move your stop loss to break even or in the profit, right? That frees up the risk so that you can place more trades. But you can only place more trades up until the max USD exposure is met. Yep. So that will generally trigger at the point where you are fully exposed to the maximum that you could be at any one time as well, right? Even though you've got some trades that are running in profits and you've already moved the stop loss to profit or break even. Yeah. We don't want to surpass the 40,000 USD exposure though. Yeah. So that will cap the amount of trades that you have open at any one time as well. Yeah, so please do go through the risk exposure tool and the position size tool, part of this tool here. Yeah, you do need to install this, and you do need the license key. The license key, as mentioned, if I come back over to Slack. So yeah, you'll find the file sharing link there. The password will be updated on an ongoing basis. We'll have the risk management license key also provided there. You may not be able to view this or to make changes here, but you could just copy, well, you can't copy and paste, but you can type this code. Okay, do look to type the code in the license key section of your tool. Yeah. Come back over to the file sharing folder. Let me just open it. Okay. So yeah, you'll find all files here. All the files that you need under the training program will be located here. In the future, there may be more folders and more files shared with traders, and we find that could be handy for you. And you'll find AlphaChain risk management tool here also. And again, we're also developing other scripts and tools for our traders that we'll share in due course that will also be located within this file sharing service. But for now, you can install the AlphaChain risk management tool and begin trading with the correct risk management and exposures as defined by AlphaChain guidelines. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. That's it from me, guys. Hopefully you've got a good insight to what you need to do at this point here with the 4 key elements discussed. The first one was, of course, tradable assets, knowing which assets you can trade. If I just come back to that again. Yeah, as mentioned, these are the assets that you can trade. They're broken down into sort of in their own asset classes and sections within those asset classes. Ensure that you can only trade the assets that are defined based on the program that you've enrolled on. Yeah. And also, if you're trading equity indices, make sure that you trade the S&P 500 mini only, not the cash. Yeah. And then we covered the get started file. So the get started file was also covered with you. I'll just bring that up also. And the get started file will have your tradable list, tradable asset list, but also the risk management rules, right, as defined. Yep. So make sure you go through all of these rules, understand them. If you have any questions, reach out to us. Do look to fill this in for your own self-development as well. Yeah. And you can see the scaling plan that you're in store for as you progress onto live funds as well. Yeah. And of course, having access to our file sharing service. So having access to the file sharing service where you'll find sort of all of the files that you require as you progress as a funded trader, as well as a candidate on the training program, and some of our custom tools. And then ensure that you download and install your AlphaChain risk management tool, and then add it to your expert advisors under Navigator. Ensure that you apply the license key required, right? So do that again. Yep, apply the license key here where required. And yeah, that will load straight away. And then place trades similar to how I covered it earlier. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Thank you for joining in this session, guys. And I will speak to you soon.